What'd you do to your microphone, James? I think so. That's heaps better. Oh yeah, I played a fair bit of the stress test over the weekend. Got to like level 7 or so.
So I'm watching Click, which is like Laserbeam and all his friends like doing a video together, and oh my god, it's so funny. They're doing a laugh you lose challenge where you put water in your mouth and you laugh, and if you laugh at anything of the jokes or whatever the hell the people say to you,
Yeah.
like of their friends say to you, then you're out. Well, you're not out, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And literally no one could make Laserbeam laugh, and then I was just like, oh my god. And then now he's in the 1v1 showdown thingy, and I'm gonna be so happy if he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm like waiting. I'm like gonna be so happy if he wins. Where's the stuff?
Hey.
Where's the stuff? Spray. Oh no. Have you done yours, Andrew?
No, I'll be doing it after.
Okay. Can you hold this in for like 5 minutes?
It's.
Oh, you're starting now?
Yeah, in a minute. That's right. Just leave it
I was
there.
gonna
You're good.
literally have a heart attack. I was like, don't show me on camera.
It's crazy clear on mine, so I'm not sure why it'd be pixely on yours.
Is my face pixely?
Apparently, yep.
Hell yeah.
Hey. Because I don't have. Yeah, I'm not using the microphone next to the headset, so just using the webcam, so it picks up everything. If you what? Sorry. You have to ask him. Yep. Yeah. I'll be on that with everybody. Yeah, I was asking Aaron which one he was planning on joining. And yeah, he reckoned I think that's the only PvP server we get. Yeah. I think so. No, you got to recreate them all back from level 1. But I'd be recreating my old warlock. But it's exactly as it was. Like I went and did the quest where you have to get the tomb so you can get your imp for a warlock. And I forgot that when you got to find something on the ground, it doesn't sparkle. Like I knew that I had to find it. I knew that I didn't have the quest objectives, but I'm at the tent described by the quest log and like, where is it? It's not here. Someone else must have got it. I must have. And I realized, I had to play the hidden object game, like moving your mouse over it to try and find which one it was. It was good. He hasn't said anything yet. I wonder where he is. Has my picture come in alright? Or is it still pixely? I don't know. I was digging around with the settings on it, so I don't know. Is that better? No. In what? Twitch. I don't have subs turned on. Don't I have to turn it on? Is that? I have no idea. Apparently I have 5 viewers though. Don't know where that come from. If you guys are all watching. They might be watching. No idea. No, because I'm a shit streamer, that's why. Oh. Yeah, maybe. Money's always good. The money can go towards paying all the subscriptions that I pay. Although you paid the D&D one for 12 months, which is good. I'm pretty sure you did a year. You asked what's a year worth. It was like $60 or something. Bondi's crazy late. He's crazy late. Let's just tell him he's all crazy late. Because you know he's going to come in. He's going to have mic troubles. He's going to have video troubles. And let's get that sorted. So well, I think I have the map pretty much sorted out anyway while we've been waiting. going to be good you going on this long trip. Maybe I'll pull my thumb out and actually properly draw the final dungeon map. I'm thinking of doing the last one differently to the way we've been doing it currently. Whereas currently you'll start an encounter, I'll drop a map so you can then see, and then we play it out. I'm thinking of doing the last one, time permitting, and whether or not I'm organised or not. And I just draw one giant map, and you guys just trudge on through it. With fog of war and all that sort of stuff. Oh, the mic works. Let's go. We're taking bets. Oh, Discord has rearranged all the everybody's head boxes. It's that one. No, there we go. That's better. Though for whatever reason, James, I always get half ahead of you, and Fuzzy, I always get you in the wrong half. Okay, I just got your forehead. It's alright. Mike's fine. Where were we? Cool. Alright. Well, ready to get started? Yeah. Cool. Well, where we last left you guys, Dodrick had inspected his potion that he stole from Rebecca's office, or potion hall, and discovered 2 potions of healing and a green vial that appeared to allow him to breathe what looked to be poison. A discussion also happened between you guys, the guards and the civilians, and it was decided the group would provide escort to the civilians from the guardhouse to the tavern. So you all slowly made your way in the shadows just off the main road when one saw a large hulking ogre in spiked armor hauling a wagon of cages in the distance. One immediately started assaulting the ogre's mind with his magic, trying to convince it that he was on its side, but it sided with its cult entourage and then attacked the party and the guards. You guys managed to defeat the ogre and the cult members, but one of the guard members that was accompanying you was also slain. You also managed to rescue several citizens from the cages of the wagon, but they looked to be incredibly exhausted and malnourished. After seeing the hero's valor, two of the citizens that you had rescued from the guardhouse offered to take up arms and assist you. And a third citizen, a young 16-year-old boy, was also handed a crossbow by one. Now ahead, you see a battle waging on the bridge as you immediately recognize 2 more of the fiery dogs that you've been battling, and some of the guards, or fighting some of the guards ahead on the bridge. Now, yeah. Now the dogs are accompanied by more hooded people as well. Yes, I did. I did. There's a video. There's evidence. I'm not going to get it right now, but no, you're not full health. I don't believe there was much healing done at all. Yeah, I thought you used one. I thought you were largely like you were pretty unscathed from most of the fight. I don't think you copped too much of a hit. Okay. Ah, so the general store is immediately to your left, where you are now. If I bring up the old battle map, just so you can see. So the general store is the building on the top left. All right. Go up to there. From what you can tell, I'll get you to roll a perception check. Three. 14, they don't appear to have noticed you, from what you can see. You see at least two or maybe three people behind the hellhounds, from what you can see there. Unable to make out how many guards or whatever are there on the other side. Okay. Hey, you go up to the door, you knock. No, there is no knock. No answer. Uh, Lysander, it was a gnome. Yeah. Okay. I get to make a dexterity check with your proficiency and your bonus. 10? No, I don't quite get it. Okay, you try the door. It is locked. While you guys are trying the store, you're getting a couple of puzzled looks from the civilians that are sort of accompanying you and the guards. Uh, uh, we should help those on the bridge. All right, so As you make your way towards the bridge, you do notice the house on the left. A fire has begun to erupt in. This is the house before the bridge. You recognize this as a group as being the mansion that belongs to Oswald Gregory. And you also see at the front of the footsteps of the doors are open. And there is a humanoid or a person laying on the ground and not moving at the front door. Okay. Alright, so Lefter, you go and check the body. Oh, not the body, the person. It is indeed not moving, it's covered in blood, and you recognize it as being Oswald. Nah, that's Thoradin. Oswald is the town councillor, effectively the leader of the town. Yes. I get you to make a medicine check. And two of the guards come over and like, oh jeez, and they begin to also check him, as you do. 13. He appears to be deceased. It's still okay. It's been about 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah. Get your roll investigation. Just checking. 20. You do check him, and he does appear to have a red vial. It is uncorked. It is uncorked, and it looks like a good amount of the contents have been spilled out. Okay. As you check him, you can see that the cork is actually in his other hand and laying loosely on the ground. You pick it up, cork what's left, and you now have that on your possession. Use it right away. All right. I'll get you to roll a d4. 3. You heal 3 hit points. All right. So you guys now begin to make your way towards the bridge. You have the guard members with you at your side, and the townspersons who were going to assist you with their weapons are sort of very timidly, but they are following your lead. I'll bring up the map. As you can see it, it's been about 3 to 4 minutes. You would still have 6 minutes to go. The battle is looking to be quite fierce at this stage. Yeah, I'll bring it up so you guys can see. Now, I will say, now battle round is 6 seconds. You're wanting to cast something that's going to take 5 minutes. You've seen these guys in combat, both the guard and the hounds. You'd be talking of in excess 30 to 40 battle rounds if you were to wait. And you would know this. Okay, yeah. So the stone bridge that you're looking at, it's stone, both the walls on the side and its flooring, and it's sort of a bit of an archway that's built over the river. The river is about a 10-foot drop. It has stone. The bridge has stone walls about 3 feet high and about 1 foot wide, or 1 foot wide on either side that run the whole length. It has torches at either end of the walls. So at the start there's two, and at the back there's two torches, which you can see illuminating the field there. Now the river itself, there's a steep embankment covered in shrubs and bushes that run straight down, and it'd be almost like a 45, if not 50-degree angle straight down. Relatively steep and hard to climb. You'd have to use both your feet and your hands to pull yourself up and down this. The water below, it flows rather steadily, and it wouldn't be too difficult to swim. You don't know how deep the river is. uh, that's up for you to remember. I can get you to roll a history check to help assist you. This is more to see if you can remember yourself. So seeing as Chug is the one trying to remember here. Now, one, you can attempt to assist him, but I'll get Chug to do the roll. 17. No, you don't recall any particular vulnerabilities or weaknesses from the Hellhound. You know that his breath is like a cone in front of him, and you know that he can't just do it at will afterwards. He has to wait a while. It's the best that you can remember. You know that they're tough. They require a good beating to bring down. Much tougher than the cultists and such that you've fought. Not quite as tough as the ogre. Yeah, so you handed a crossbow. There was a cultist that was wielding two hand axes, and each of the two willing citizens has picked up one hand axe each. Get your roll of perception. 14. The bridge looks very sturdy, and given that it's the main source of caravans entering and exiting the town from the market, it's built to really last. It wouldn't be easily collapsed, not without some sort of explosive material or something to really move the stone. There is a well there on the side. You can certainly try. Hey, nothing about me being generous. It's all stats. Yep. Ah, part of your perception, you all just notice, yeah, the ground is singed. There are little bits of flame on the ground that you can see. So, and it is in front of the dogs as well. And the yeah, are you in the water? Ah, you see, walk along the side. Okay. All right. Well, are you just moving that way while everyone's talking? All right. So, given that combat is happening, um, before you do this action, Dodric, I like everyone to roll initiation, and this is just to gain, yeah, because you're about to enter combat, and I need to control the guards and the hounds and such while you guys attempt to do this. To your best knowledge at the moment, you don't believe that you have been seen. So you got 5. What did you get, Chuck? 12. What did you get? 1? 8? So, Dodric, you sort of take the lead, and everyone's sort of discussing what's happening. You quietly start to move up towards. Now, as you do, the guards behind you stop you and say, "Wait, what's the plan? What are we doing?" And they'll just pause there, the 2 that are beside you. And the other 2, they watch you go, but they don't say anything. They just quietly watch what's going on. They see that you're moving quietly and trying to be hidden, and they recognize this and keep their voices down and keep out of sight. I will say they will move up just a little bit, just to sort of keep an eye on things. Now, the other guards across the bridge, they're going to attempt to strike the hellhounds. The closest 2. And the first one does. You see, he sort of gets in really close, hard to sort of make out. You think that he's hit him. You guys think that he's hit him. He did. And then broke my cameras. Okay, yeah, you can hear you now. Now, the 2 at the back, one is going to take a step back and attempt to fire his crossbow at the bottom hellhound. Sorry, lots of things. The second one's going to do the same thing and misses. So they're all getting right into the combat there, firing crossbow shots and stabbing long swords and all sorts of stuff, wailing and shouting. The hounds themselves are going to retaliate with their attacks. And they both sink their teeth into the closest guard that's there. And you hear the guards just scream out in pain as they get them pretty tough. The top guard gets knocked prone as the hellhound sort of jumps on him and just starts laying into him. Next, the citizens behind you sort of flinch and get a little bit timid as they sort of watch what's going on, and they just quietly wait for your lead. The two older sort of males sort of grasp their hand axes and brace themselves for what's about to happen, and the young boy with the crossbow just sort of sweats a little bit and grips his crossbow and holds it and waits for you guys to start. Dodric, it's then your action. Yep. I will. 23, cool. You move quite silently as you run along the wall's edge. Okay. Hey. I'm not sure. It is. Actually, I might leave this on here. Chuck, you're up next. You wouldn't be certain. You know yourself to be quite noisy. You can certainly try. Alright. So, hiding. So, Apple's just sort of let me know this. So, hiding is supposed to be a bonus action or an action. So, if you're trying to keep quiet in combat, you would have to hide. And once you're hidden, you don't have to re-hide on the following turn. But if you're trying to be slow in this case, as you move across, I will get you to attempt to hide with the check. Yeah. Yep. I'll get you to roll with disadvantage, please. Yes. 12. You move your way across, just very, very quietly and slowly. You're watching the closest figure at the back of the bridge, and he's sort of watching what's going on and barking orders at the cultists and the dogs, and you just hear, hmm? And then he eventually he looks straight back at the fight. Don't think you were seen. Next is Wanston. Okay, I'll get you to make a stealth check too. 15. Yeah. You move quite silently alongside Chug, and you get to the wagon. Now, the character at the back. He. Sorry, I need to bring up his page because I can't see what he can do. So he sort of waves his hand as this sort of big fire just sort of erupts out of the sky and comes bursting down. But not quite flames, but it's very bright, almost like white light as it comes down. But it just misses the guard on the north there on the bridge. And you see a chat. He just shouts out, "Get him! Get the top one! The one on the top!" Oh, the one on the left. Lefter, can I get you to roll a d20, please? The two cultists behind the Hellhound advance up. Actually, the first one's just going to sort of sit there behind. He's going to attempt to slash at the guard, but misses. He strikes with his scimitar and just slashes at the guard. The guard ducks out of the way. The one behind him is like, "Get out of the way! I can't get fast." And they're sort of scuffling and fumbling around. Lieutenant Chilton. Correct. Okay. Okay. No worries. Alright, so the two guards behind you guys also attempt to sneak up. And do so reasonably well. So they're hiding on either side. The hounds, now the hound on the top, you just see him, he takes this big sort of arching back and gets ready to breathe his breath attack on top of the guard there. This is the the hellhound, which would be on your left, the north one. Now, you get to use your reaction here, lifter. So the hellhound at the top is breathing back. It appears to be using its breath weapon. Yep. Yep. All right. So it just and nothing. It just sort of comes out and just fizzles. And the cultist is sort of looking surprised at like, what? The hound at the bottom, however, is going to launch its attack into the guard there, and it just chomps straight into him. Now, I should say the guard at the top is prone. He's on the ground with the hound over the top of him. Apologies, forgot that detail. The one on the bottom, yeah, bites into. Yeah. What do I have for prone? I don't know, I've got some little symbols I can throw on. Oh, there's more. Okay. I didn't know there was more. Cool. Oh, with the arrows in his back? Is that what? Oh, yeah. That one. Yeah, he's prone. Alright. So, bites into him. So it latches and just like gnashes and pulls a chunk of flesh off his arm and tears through the armor. And he goes, ah! And you just see the arm is sort of like lightly singed and on fire. The commoners, they are going to approach with you guys, or at least the three with their weapons. Now the one at the back is a young fella. He's got the crossbow. Now, no, that's fine. Dodrick, your turn. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. No worries. So let me just quickly find the. Alright, so this is a 15-foot cone that you have in front of you, into which everyone needs, like all the affected will need to make a Constitution save. Okay, so can I get you to just tell me which cone that you're going for? So 15 foot is basically, yeah. Yep. Yep, so that'll get them all and you'll avoid the guards. So I'll get you to roll 4d6. $17. Nice. So you just exhale this green gas. It's just sort of and sort of bubbly and such. It just covers the area very thickly in front of you. Um, you see the closest hound just starts to it just starts barking and coughing. The two people in the center, one of them is just sort of quickly pulls his hood up and covers his mouth. The other one just starts. You caught him by complete surprise, and he starts coughing as well. And the hound at the back just sort of doesn't seem to be affected really with what's happened. Now, so yes. So poison is disadvantage on attack rolls. So the two poisoned will take 17. The other two will take half. So, and you round down. So it'll be 8 damage. So if you just try to just pop your head above the, you're trying to do this very sneakily and not try and do this. Okay, so I'll get each of them to see if they notice you. Going on your previous stealth check. And no, you seem to have caught them completely by surprise. They're coughing and avoiding the gas. So the first man, the one that you seem to really hit the poison, he starts, he's just coughing and spluttering, and he's down all fours, and you just see him go, try and take a deep breath to try and gust, and he just breathes in more poison, and he's grabbing his mouth, and he just rocks over and just sort of goes unconscious. Do you do anything else? Okay. Chuck, your turn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, he can roll it beside you. So you need to tell me which target you're thinking of first. Okay. Roll d6. One, can I get you to make a strength saving throw, please? It erupts from him. So what was the DC on it, Chuck? Sorry? Sorry, I'll just quickly look it up. Can I get you to roll 2d6, please, Chuck? What you get on the 2d6? Yeah, can you just roll 2d6 for me? Seven. 1. Can you take 3 necrotic damage? You see the tendrils erupt out and batter the 2 commoners that are next to you. The young 16-year-old, he jumps out of the way very quickly, but you still scratch him a bit with the tendrils. The other one you catch completely by surprise, and you hit him really hard as he just sort of screams with pain and yelps out. He looks really hurt, by the way, from it. The cultist at the bridge hears the commoner scream. He turns around and sees you guys, and he instantly sort of, yeah, he's noticed you. We're being attacked both sides, and the cultist in the center just sort of pipes around, and the dogs, they don't seem to be phased too much. They're focusing on what they're eating. 1, it's your turn. Alright, roll attack. Okay. Eight. You charge up to him and whoosh, just nothing but air as he sort of notices you, but he's able to, yeah, dodge and anticipate your blow. Yep. Sure. No. Yeah, is 2-weapon fighting, is that a class feat? Is that a... Yeah, okay, so you've got it. Okay. Yep, roll attack. No, you get plus the hit, you don't get the damage modifier. So it's just a straight weapon damage. A 1. Did you get a 1 on the roll? Yes. You slash at it, but you, with the other one, you just sort of catch your robes and you drop the dagger on the ground. The fanatic, he smiles back at you and reaches forward and grabs your hand. As you drop the dagger, he just sort of catches your arm and just holds it tight. And he has a 15 to hit. Oh, sorry. You cover it. You take 15 necrotic damage as your arm just singes and burns away at his grip. He just sort of holds on tightly. And I'll get you to make a strength check as well. 6. You pull your hand out of his grasp after copping the inflict. You roll the 4. Cool. Now the fanatic, he's just going to stand there and he sort of backs up just a little bit, but not out of your range. And sort of watches now and just sort of scans everybody behind you. Left now, can I get you to roll d20, please? $19, your turn. Okay, roll attack. That hits, roll damage. 11. Fire off an Eldritch Blast, and just as one sort of rips his hand out, you crack the cultist in the face, and he sort of recoils. His face is just mangled a little bit, blood dripping from the nose after your hit. You can ready a cantrip that has an action, but you can't now because you've used an action in your turn. So you can use your action to ready whatever you're going to do, and then you use your reaction to then do that action. Right, now the other or the other human that's sort of standing in between the hounds sort of looks back and sees you, but decides to take an opportunity to attack the guard, which is laying on the ground. So I just have to quickly double check prone. And even though he's sort of like gets over him, he's sort of fumbling over the dead body of his accomplice, and he sort of strikes down at the guard, and the guard just sort of on the ground just sort of swivels out of the way. So he's sitting on top there now. Sorry, I'll just so it's not confusing. Get rid of that symbol there. Right. So now the guards, seeing that you've joined the fight, the two that accompany you, one you're going to get sort of flanked on both sides by the guards as they both attack this cultist. And the top one runs in and just slash, and then sort of drives through with his sword. Misses on the first one. The second one just sticks it right in the just right up in the pec, I suppose. It just skewers him a little bit. The cultist like screams in pain as he takes the hit. He sort of pulls it back out again afterwards. The one on the bottom is going to attempt to do the same, except for he actually comes in and just sort of slashes upwards and cuts the cultist across the face, and then follows through with another one just across the side, cuts into him as well. Now the cultist is sort of cut and bleeding from all sorts of angles, all over his face and his chest. He sort of slumps down onto one knee, sort of just breathing and just scrambling and fighting to keep himself on his feet. The two guards also on the other side, they're engaging with the hellhounds. The first one is going to stand up, get back to his feet. He's going to drive his attacks into the dogs. You just hear the dog just roar out in pain as the guard sort of strikes something precious for him. Ooh. You see the guard sort of come to the side, and just drives the sword straight down across the side of the hound's over its neck, and whoosh, and just beheads the hound. He rolled natural 20 and then double 10. So he just full on slaughtered it. The guard at the bottom, he's going to do his 2 attacks. Strikes with 1. And just sort of cuts and slashes into the face of the hound there. The 2 guards behind firing their crossbows, but both shots go wide. The commoners. Now, the one that you struck pretty hard with the tendrils, Chug, he sort of drops his hand axe and just starts tending to his wounds. He's bleeding, he's just trying to patch himself up. He sort of looks to you like, were you the source? Like, he doesn't know if he's been betrayed or not. The young boy, however, he just sort of looks up, takes aim, and just wobbles this crossbow and just fires the bolt off. And it just sort of sails well and truly over the bridge, lands on the ground some far, 100 or so feet back. The other commoner, he's just sort of shakily and timidly, he sort of moves up behind the guard there and just sort of waits, and is just more sort of providing support, I suppose, from behind. He's very timid to get himself involved. Dodrick, it's your turn. Yes, sorry, I will mark that. Apologies. I think it only has the 1. Let me double check. The potion of fire breathing has more than 1. I think that one just had the 1. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yep. All right. Sure. This time you catch the cultist by surprise as a second breath of this poison gas just completely envelops him. You see him just he's just sort of catching and sort of trying to avoid it. The hellhound at the bottom, however, again appears to be unfazed. Did you roll 4d6? 17. So the cultist in the middle just slumps over and just collapses on his comrade in the same spot. The hound at the bottom, well, he takes a little bit of damage, and you can see that he's starting to slow. Like the breathing is big and deep, and he's sort of slumping down onto one leg, his lower. Cool. Chuck, your turn. Yep. All right, I'll attack. just hit. Roll damage. Nine damage. This is the maul, yeah? So you just come running in over the from behind the wagon, just sort of holding your maul. You sort of crash past the guard to find an empty spot, and then whoom, you just swing your maul wide, and it just cracks straight into the back of this guy, and you just hear bones shatter. You just as he gets hit, and just sort of you send him flying about 5 feet or so, and he just lands as just a pile, this motionless heap. One. You can. No, you've got two on top of each other. So. There you go. One. It's your turn. Alright, roll attack. Roll damage. He's only got the short sword. It's 10. So right in the behind, you just straight up, right between the legs, right where the pooper was, you just skewer it in there, and the hellhound just sort of screams out this bellowing roar, and you rip the sword back out, and the hound just into ash. um, so yeah, so everything's sort of finished up. Both hellhounds have poofed and just disappeared. The cultists lay dead at your feet. The 4 guard at the opposite end of the bridge approach. Panting, breathing. The 2 guards at the front that were taking the brunt of the hound's attacks, they're scarred, burned, bleeding, and looking in pretty bad shape. You scan the battlefield and just sort of have a quick look, and you notice more citizens hiding in the shrubs, keeping out of sight. And they approached as well. Like, is it over? Are they dead? Can we go? The kid, he actually fights you and tries to resist what you're doing. I guess you roll a strength check. Oh, Fuzzy's hotel internet drop. 18. You try and pick him up, and he's really pushing and forcing you, but you manage to get him up on your shoulder. He's like, hey, it's okay, really. I can walk. I'm okay. Can you put me down? He's just sort of, you're up on he's up on your shoulder. He's looking down. Yeah, so you now have quite a decent crowd behind you as well. It's like, oh, we really should get to the tavern. Okay. Hey, the cultists each, or the two that are with the, or where the dogs were, they each had um, short swords. The one where you are left now, he has a dagger. You do find 38 gold and 12 silver combined across all the bodies. As you're looting and picking coins out, one of the commoners said, I saw this one. He was going through the houses and I assume stealing and taking. And you'll pick the coins. Alright. There is two daggers on the ground, one on the cultist, one that one dropped. That you noticed, Todrick. Okay. Alright. So one of the guards, he just sort of pipes out, follow me. We're heading up to the tavern. We believe it's going to be safe there. Please, everybody, we're going to try and move slowly. We're going to move quietly along the side, out of the shadows, out of the light as best we can. And so all the commoners sort of group up and start to follow his lead. The guards take various positions around the townsfolk to sort of protect them as best they can should they get attacked from any angle. They begin to make their way in that direction. What are you guys doing? Yeah, two of the guards look really bad. The commoners, there is one commoner that looks terrible. He's just sort of bleeding. You recognise him. He was one of the ones that was holding one of the hand axes. He's since not holding that at the moment. He's bleeding and he's cut all around. His sort of shirt and such is all heavily frayed and now heavily blood stained as well. Alright, I get you to make a medicine check. 20. You go up to a couple of cultists and you just tear off some of their robes with your sword, cut it loose, make some long strips. You ask for them to come to you, and they, seeing what you're doing, they do so, and you bandage them up quite nicely. You haven't essentially sort of healed them, but you have staunched the flow and made them more comfortable. Each of them, they're all thankful for it, for what you've done as well. All right. Cool. So, you guys now. I sort of move that. So, where you were. Now sort of made your way across the bridge there. Now, as you're moving along carefully along the road, you do come by. Now, this is Thoradin's blacksmith on the left, the one that's marked by number 8. It is engulfed in flames, and you hear muffled sounds, what appears to be cries of help as you go by. Yes. Yes. All right. You rip this blue robe out of your backpack, throw it to Chug. Immediately put a fine blue robe. It's very silky. It feels very nice, Chug. You put it over the top of your armor. You run. You jump into, you slide down the bank into the water, dunk yourself, and crawl your way back out. Can you just make a strength check as you try and come up the embankment? You are now soaking wet. Oh, you want to use the well? Okay, cool. You go in. You the door's closed. You bust through the door, and what you see is one of the wooden pillars has fallen, and you see Thoradin sort of with his back, so sort of holding the pillar up. The place is on fire. He's choking, like he's coughing because of the smoke, and the fire is moving towards him, and it's preventing a couple of citizens which have taken refuge inside from escaping. And the pillar is almost like there's one on the ground, or a civilian that's laying on the ground and is motionless as well. The pillar is on fire. The ground is also ablaze as well as the walls and such as well. It's incredibly hot, and it appears the only place that isn't burning is up the back where the two commoners have sort of taken refuge. Thoradin is sort of bracing and holding this pillar up and preventing. He sees you burst in and he says, "Oh, get the girl, get her, drag her." And you look down, and the one that's lying unconscious is a young girl. Okay. So you snuff out a lot of the fire, and you can now get to that space without getting harmed. Okay. I get you to make a strength check. 15. You grab the pillar, and just with your height and size, you're able just to pick it up and push it just a little bit higher through it. And the weight coming off him, he just sort of pants and he gets up and he pats your back. He's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, thanks." And he grabs the girl and just starts dragging her towards the door. And once she's safe from underneath the pillar, he picks her up, pops her on his shoulder, and walks out. And he goes, "This way!" And the commoners sort of come past, and they pop underneath the pillar carefully and follow Thoradin's lead outside the shop. Yes. Cool. You now have Thoradin. He's like, "Oh, thanks. I'm not sure how long I could have held that. Thanks so much." And he sees everyone else. He's like, "Ooh, oh, quite a crowd you've got here." And he sort of smiles, but all the guards and everybody just sort of give him a bit of a deathly, morbid stare back. And he's sort of chuckling a little bit, and he stops. He goes, sees everybody, goes, "Well, right then, lead the way." And you continue on. Now, as you move up the road, the market is blank and devoid of any movement that you see. you continue up to the tavern, and what you see is a female and two males dressed in the guard's uniform. They've got a small barricade built up in front of the tavern's sort of front entrance. And you see a couple of dead cultists. So the same characters that you've been fighting the whole way here, and they're just sort of dead and littered across the ground. From what you can see, there are no further threats. Just continue on. Okay. You continue up. When you get there, you notice that the female guard is, in fact, Rebecca. And she sees you with everybody there, and she's like, "Oh, thank God! Everybody, quick, get inside!" And the 6 or so guard that are with you now says, "We tried our best. We couldn't save everyone, man." She goes, "I know. Thanks. Please." And she points to 2 guards that look okay. She says, "Mike, Steve, are you all right?" She goes, yes, madame." She goes, "I would like you to post watch here as well. Everybody else inside." And she looks at you guys and says, "Thank you so much for your, for helping these people." And just as all the commoners and such wander by and sort of file into the tavern, she says, "Quick, this way. Please come in." And she turns her back and walks inside. What do you guys do? Okay. All right, make a perception check. Chug, you can make a perception check as well because you were attempting to listen. 17. You don't see anything in the vicinity. It looks to be fairly quiet. You can hear still people crying, some muffled shouting and such in the distance across the town. You see the fires raging across as well. Several buildings alight, mostly on the other side of the river. But you don't see any immediate threat where you are. You guys all enter into the house. And I'm actually going to stop it here because I don't have this part prepared. So I had a couple of other bits and pieces. I actually expected that fight to go for a bit longer. So you are all in the tavern. Yeah, sure. Yep. Actually, when you go into the tavern, you see an immense amount of people from within. Like just men, women, children, just all sort of collecting, some battle scarred, some heavily wounded and laying on the ground and being tended to by others. Yeah. Buddied. I guess you make a perception check. Six. You don't see him in there. Hey. You each gain 473 XP for the fight and for rescuing a fair number of the commoners. No, I think you guys do. Underneath your name, top left. You might need to change your character to XP from milestone if you haven't already. So you edit your character. And so when you go edit your character, yeah, you want to change it from milestone to the other one. No, there was, yeah, you rescued 10 civilians, each of them worth 20 XP each, and the combat was 273? Someone's dying for attention. It is, yeah, it's pretty chilly. Hey, don't push that off. Cool. Now, actually, I expected that bridge fight to go on quite a fair bit longer, and I underestimated how strong the green potion was, so that was really good. So, yeah, I was hoping for the other dog to get a breath attack in and really try and do something, but oh well. Now you guys, you've done well. Within the hour, yeah. Just kill everybody. Yeah, don't sneeze or something. No, there's actually a spell that does that. I'm pretty sure. No. We could probably go next week as well. Yeah, we should be able to go next week because we ended here, yeah, and ended a little bit early. Yeah, I'll do next week as well. We'll try and get that in. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, in case we can't make next week, we've at least got the week after. Yeah, no worries. Go play some more WoW. Okay. Yeah, I've been. Hey, I've had Orbit wanting to play some PUBG with the new Aussie servers again, so I might give that a go. Sure. They changed the queues, so with Oceanic for duos and squads, you can't pick your map anymore. You just get a random map, and that's been enough to bring Oceanic queues back into play. So no more having to VPN to Singapore or whatever, so I can play on a C server. So should be alright fun. So give that a go. But I've been playing WoW a fair bit. I made 50k gold today, so that was pretty good. No, this was actually burning a lot of my expulsum and crafting a couple of the 400 item level trinkets. Not the Dark Moon cards. I can craft new ones. Yep. So I made 3 of those and sold them for about 10k each, and I sold a couple of glyphs for 10k each as well. So that's doing okay. I'm out of expulsum though, so I've got to go do all the world quests and just get the loot ones, so I can go and smash some more items. Yeah, I'm not too worried, to be honest, because Classic runs on 15-year-old hardware. So I could pop it on my work laptop and just load it up on that if I have to. Oh, I'll give you a 5 gold. 2 weeks. Uh, yeah. Which I'm not too, like the first couple of days, I think I might just let that happen. I might jump on for a little bit, but if it's like absolutely bedlam with trying to fight and get mobs, I might just pop it down for a little bit. Um, yeah, I didn't feel it was too bad, and they've got the phasing for the start as well. So you where they're doing that. So just to sort of lighten the population a little bit on some of the zones, they are doing um, you know, 200, 100 people per phase and making several instances of the same place. But once the population spreads out, they're going to be turning that back off, and then it'll be as it is. Hey, I'm doing my human warlock again. Actually, I got really excited. Like, I'll make a dwarf warlock. That's going to be great. And no, they can't be warlocks. Nah, fuck that. Nope. Dwarf warrior would be nuts. If you're going to make a priest, it has to be a dwarf priest for the fear racial. Yeah, the PvP one. There's only one oceanic PvP, which is like Argus or something. Aragon. It's something weird. Aragorn. Argle? Argle. Something. I don't know. It's something weird. It starts with A. It's the only PvP one. So no, it's not quite correct. So there's not going to be layering at all. The layering is only for the start. The Yeah, yeah. At that BlizzCon panel, though, they were very specific to say the sharding was only to ease the initial population, and then once it spreads out, no sharding. Okay, I've missed that then. Okay. It's still crappy. Alright, see ya. All that talk's making him want to play Classic. He wants to get away before the urges come. Yeah. Yep. Uh, no, yeah. It, yeah, the materials you could buy from the vendor are only the basic ones anyway. Like it's not going to be a huge problem. But yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Well, I'm actually a bit disappointed to hear that because I was wanting multiple servers, not multiple layers. So invite you. Yeah, you go to their layer and the spawn disappears. Uh yeah, yeah, that's shit. Okay, so they're still planning on retiring it completely. Yeah, okay. Oh, that makes me a little bit more okay with it, but I hope that it gets shut off quicker than later. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yep. No, I agree. Debondi, you should be able to download the classic stress test. I don't think you need a subscription for the stress test, and it runs tonight, so it'll finish up later tonight. So if you want to jump on and have a quick look, it's all there. It's just like the old one. I had laughed really hard when I saw the strafe running and how jank that was. Because at the current WoW, if you strafe run, your whole body turns 45 degrees and runs on that angle. Where in WoW Classic, your torso faces forward, but your legs turn on the 45 degrees and runs that way. It's so funny. It's so good. Also, one thing that I realized, I thought this was in Classic well before BC, but group looting isn't a thing. So you got to loot everybody individually. And I killed like 3 Defias guys, like skin in my teeth, and like, yeah, that was awesome. And then I looted one guy, like, oh, that was shit loot, and then just turned and run. And I killed a couple other guys, and I looted the same thing. And then I killed 2 guys next to each other, and I looted one, and then realized I had to loot the other ones. Like, oh, I missed out. I left all the loot back before. Uh, mm, so no, you should be able to. So on the install, where it says version World of Warcraft, you should be able to pick that and then change that to World of Warcraft Classic. You shouldn't have to download the normal WoW client. It's its own install. In Battle.net, yeah. So above your play button, I've got a version which says World of Warcraft, and then I can flick that to World of Warcraft Classic. It's like a little drop down button. Yeah, but an active sub will get you live and classic. So you pay for one, you get both, regardless on how much time you spend on either or the other. So my plan is to play live enough to make enough gold to pay for my sub to play classic. So that'll be what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make back some of the gold that I've spent. I've spent about 50k already since jumping on. And maybe you need a sub for it. Yeah. 4 gig? Yeah, it's the same size as it used to be, which I think is pretty cool. I like it how on the graphics settings it actually has a classic setting. You click that and just set the graphics to what they used to be back then. I've got mine all maxed out though. I prefer the prettier version of classic with the higher textures and such. Yeah, I'm excited to that. I want to see what proper night looks like too, because it was proper dark back then, I think. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you need a healer or anything for something, just shoot me a message. I've been playing a bit. I haven't done any dungeons for a bit. My item level's at over, or above 400, so I'm not completely pleb anymore. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. So, but yeah, I've just been bumming around it. It's been alright. I've been trying to do the Mechagon stuff. I've got, yeah, I enjoy Mechagon so much more than Najatar. Najatar, yeah, everyone says that, but I've got to grind Honored to Revered, and I just, ah, it's so painful. I just don't enjoy it. Uh, I do want to get the orbs so I can get the mounts though. So, but I keep spending them on items and upgrading items. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to get the Star Wars um, mount, the wheel from Mechagon. Yeah, I've been killing him every day. Try and get it. It's like she knows that there's a camera there. Just puts butt to the camera. No worries, Fuzz. Oh, Justin is probably going to try and get in contact with you from WTC. Yeah, okay. We're wanting to do or do the changeover on Thursday after hours, if that works. Just so, yeah, yeah. We want to do it in the middle of the month, just so it doesn't impact end of month, because Madden's get pretty tight about that. I don't know yet. Yep, yeah. So I'll wait and see. Yeah, okay. See you, Fuzz. So now, yeah, I had the interview Friday. Waiting to hear back. I'll probably know by tomorrow. Westvic advertised the position, so that's where I've been working. So instead of a contractor, if I get to be a full-time staff member. But I don't know. It's been weird walking around the office in the last week and a bit since they've been doing the advertisements. So it's been almost morbid talking with my boss. So I'm sort of expecting, oh no, we want a fresh face. Sorry, you didn't get it. So no, I don't go there at all. But yeah. Well, they did that. Yeah, they told me not to come in on Friday. Told me to stay home, and yeah, treated me just like any other applicant, which is good on them. Yeah, everyone around the office keeps saying, "No, you've got it. Don't be worried." And I don't know. The voice inside my head just says, "No, they want someone else, someone better." Oh, she got stuck. No, I haven't done any of the new dungeons, so I haven't done